The resignation made no sense. That was what made it dangerous. Elias Crow watched the announcement replay again and again on a public screen in a quiet cafe where no one paid attention anymore. The anchor's voice was smooth, rehearsed, almost gentle. The words were carefully chosen: health reasons, personal reflection, a desire to step aside quietly. None of that mattered. What mattered was the timing. The man stepping down was not just leadership. He was alignment. A figure who had survived 3 administrations, 2 scandals, and countless internal purges without ever appearing vulnerable. People like that did not resign. They were removed. Crow stepped back into the night, the anonymous messages still echoing in his mind. The real room is moving. That single sentence changed everything. The council had never been a place, it had been a rhythm, a schedule. A sequence of approvals that flowed invisibly through institutions. But now that rhythm had been disrupted. Someone had interrupted the pattern from the inside. Crow followed the signs the way he always had, not chasing people but reactions. The media slowed, press briefings became vague, committees delayed decisions without explanation. Silence began appearing where certainty used to be. Fear had entered the system. Crow met the insider for the first time at dawn, not face to face. Not yet a public transit terminal, busy enough to hide in, quiet enough to listen. Crow stood near a column, watching reflections in glass when a voice came through his earpiece. Calm, neutral, almost tired. You shouldn't have gone into the building. Crow didn't respond verbally. You saw what they wanted you to see, the voice continued. They always do that when they're divided. Crow finally spoke softly. You're inside, yes, high enough to fall. Crow waited. The resignation wasn't the fracture, the voice said. It was the cover. For what? For a vote that failed. Crow felt his stomach tighten. They vote, he said, they always have. Consensus gives them legitimacy. And this time, one of them refused to clear a correction. Crow pictured Malcolm Hale, the rushed cleanup, the sloppy trail. Who? Crow asked. The voice hesitated. That's the problem. I don't know anymore. Crow turned slowly, scanning faces. You don't know who broke ranks? I don't know who still controls the process. That was worse. Before Crow could respond, the line cut. No warning, no goodbye. Just absence. That afternoon, Jonah Rook disappeared. No official notice, no search, no alert. His consulting firm closed its website. His apartment showed signs of normal departure. Clothes gone, computer wiped, bed made, too clean. Crow stood in the doorway and felt the truth settle into him like cold water. Rook hadn't been erased, he'd been absorbed. The council didn't always destroy threats, sometimes it recruited them back. That night, Crow received another message. You are moving too slowly, they are reorganizing. Crow typed back, where is Rook? The response came almost immediately, safe, that does not mean free. Crow leaned against the wall, eyes closed. They're using him, he whispered, yes. And they will use you next. Crow laughed quietly. They already are. A new message appeared. Then you understand the rule now. You don't bring the system down, you force it to show its hand. Crow opened his eyes. How? The reply took longer this time, by making them choose, public order or private control. The next morning, a document leaked. Not everything, just enough. A memo referencing a closed-door decision. No names, no accusations. Just proof that something existed beyond public oversight. The internet reacted slowly at first, then all at once. Commentators debated, officials denied, analysts minimized, but something had shifted. Crow watched it unfold and felt the weight of what was coming. The council would not retreat, they would respond. And when they did, they would do it the only way they knew how, by sacrificing someone visible. That evening, Crow's name appeared again. This time differently, not as a suspect, as a solution. A press briefing announced that Elias Crow would be questioned publicly to clarify misinformation. A chance to restore trust. A controlled setting, cameras everywhere. Crow understood immediately. They weren't inviting him to speak, they were inviting him to break. Crow looked out over the city, lights flickering like a living thing. For the first time, the council wasn't running, it was waiting. And whatever happened next would decide whether the fracture healed or split the system open.